My cat is so hungry all the time. I don't know what's wrong with him. Stay. I got cat food on the side of you, bud. This is not fun for me, okay? I gotta go back and wash my hands. How you doing, everybody? We're over here making breakfast. We're having waffles today. We're making whole grain healthy waffles, protein shakes. We've had our vitamins. I will get some electrolytes going shortly. We had a big salad last night and the tastiest burger ever. We're going to reveal to you which American franchise, which is also in Canada. I don't know what's everybody hating on America for. You know what I mean? And why would anybody hate on Canada? You know what I mean? The two most awesome, by far the nicest countries in the world are California and Canada. Okay? And I've been to California, so I'm saying from first-hand experience, I got lost a lot there. And I tried to give people money for directions. Like they would go out of their way to help me. I'd be like, hey, you know what? Here, take this. You know, and they're like, oh no, you know, like I don't take money for being nice. Here in Winnipeg, people would just be most people, not all, most people. They'd be, oh, I'll take that. There's no one really here that's not gonna take your cash if you just hand money, right? I was at a casino. Me and my wife hit something. The lady was having a rough time next to us. I was like, I'm going to offer this lady $20 or whatever. So because we just hit like $1,600 in 5 seconds, just like, you know, in 4 different spins. And meanwhile, the whole time, this lady spent $1,600 next to us, right? So I was like, here's a lucky 20 for you to try. And she looked at me. She was like, oh, no, thank you. But no, I that's fine. Later on that evening, I'm not going to say any names or anything, I saw her playing this pigs game. I don't know, Huff and Puff or something, some kind of game. And my wife was playing on the other side, and I looked over, and it was the lady. But she was standing in her husband, I guess she was with her boyfriend or her husband. He was sitting, and he was reaching into this weird, like, banker's wallet that bankers have when they go to that businesses have when they go to the bank at the end of the day. Back in the 80s and 90s, you had this thing, okay? If you don't know, you don't know. There was but his was black, and he unzipped it, and he opened it, and the thing just opened, and it was all hundreds. All hundreds. It was 70,000, maybe $40,000 in hundreds. And I was like, what in the hell? And I'm like, thank damn God you didn't take my 20, because I would have rolled you. You know what I mean? No, I would never do that. But I'm saying, you know, that's why she said, no. I'm good, bro. You know what I mean? That's a boss. You know what I mean? A little bitch is someone that constantly takes from you while they have their own or could buy their own. You know what I mean? I don't let someone hang out with me that is a little bitch. You understand? Nobody will ever use me. You understand? I highly recommend nobody use you either, okay? So yeah, it's nice to know that. And I saw her very quietly telling her husband, "Hey, there's that guy. I gotta tell you this. He offered me. They were hitting it, and I was losing on this cash machine. I don't remember what it's called. Quick hit, and." And I saw her saying that's the guy that that guy offered me $20, you know, after he had just hit whatever $1,000 on his machine, right? But that kind of stuff is, and he looked at me and he smiled at me. He said hi as I walked by. He was like, "Hey," I thought it was very nice. But, you know, I don't think there's a lot of people like me, you know? And that's fucking sad. That's fucking sad. The more I witness this world, NPCs are 100%, 1,000% real. NPCs are heartless.
I don't think I was an NPC. Maybe we may. I don't think it works like that. I think NPCs are bots, right? And I think there are people who are players. Players. Players start your engines. You know? I don't know if bots can have. I think bots are. Well, do you know what C3PO was? C3PO took orders. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to put this really lightly because a lot of people are about to realize what they truly are, right? Now you got to ask yourself, how often have you thought about starting your own business? Why do you think that is? How old are you now? How many businesses have you started? Have you created? Have you launched and created on your own with your own thoughts and ideas, bringing them to fruition? Attempting and failing are great. They're great. Continuous attempts and fails are not so great. Did you accomplish everything you wanted to be in life? Did you? Are you still young? What do you want to accomplish? Not be, because you're never just gonna, if you want to just be one thing your whole life, kind of sad. Kind of sad. When you realize how big the world is, people call them trades. You know, there are different trades. Let's define the word trade and see if we can come to a conclusion of a better word for that, like a better way of understanding this. Define the word trades.
Trade.
The action of a skilled job, typically one requiring manual skills and special training. So that didn't really get us much. Let's see what the third person present trades. No, exchange something. No, buy and sell goods and services. So there is a better one actually. Buy and sell goods and services. So you can choose to sell services like shoe shine, roofing, you name it, candy cane making. You make them and then you sell them, right? So there's two. You have some options, okay? You could just be a well, I don't want to go too far down that one because I don't need a bunch of people in any form of. I'm here to help you, but there's a limit. Like you have to go down these paths and go do it yourself in a way, right? I've opened up doors just now today. If you listen to this video 4 or 5 times, you will realize number one, you might be a bot. You might not, and then you'll know for sure. You have to go get either like some sort of, you have to work for somebody. You understand me? You have to go work for somebody. If you choose at some point in your life to start your own business, but you failed, and then you just went and kind of fell asleep at your desk, you know what I mean? You fell asleep at your job and you just drifted off and 40 years went by and now you're retired. You know what I mean? Then so be it. But at least it sucks still. That, like, did it sound like it was fun? No. You had the option to travel and adventure and explore and try new things. Which, if that scares you, you could be a bot. There's a likelihood that if trying new things, if that scares you, you're probably a bot. If you've never created anything in your life, you're probably a bot. So bots are going to create something from 9 to 5. After that, because they're told to go make these license plates, they're told to pull the handle down, lift it up, they're told to push this button and then the next button. Do you know what that's called in computers? That's a macro. So you're running a sequence of button pushing that leads to a finale. Let's Google what a macro is. Please define a macro.
Macro.
Computing a single instruction given by your boss that expands automatically into a set of instructions to perform a particular job, a task. Okay? So, what we're talking about is have you seen the TV show George Jetson? His boy Elroy, Tom and Judy, and then the robot Betty. I thought I could get through it all, but I don't remember any of it. So, but there is a robot in there, and she goes up to George and says, "Hey George, what are my commands for today?" And George is like, "I don't know, the same thing you do every day." And the bot takes goes vacuums, sweeps, dusts, mops, and that's it. It goes and puts itself in the corner and shuts down for the whole day. You know what I mean? Call yourself shutting down if you go watch TV for the rest of the day. You know what I mean? You have just bought it out, right? Now, have you ever seen a bot do meth before? That's a glitch. So bots shouldn't do meth, because meth and bots don't mix. So when a bot does meth, it's a whole system shut down. So that's why you see some people, they call it, and which I, again, don't ever do that, but it's so bad that a bot can't handle it, right? Some people might be able to get through a couple times or this and that. They look messed up and their teeth fall out and they get unhealthy. They could have a heart attack or whatever else happens to people who are uneducated and low IQ that can't master thought process very good. But yeah, those are people you're going to want to stay away from, right? Methers. But a meth bot ends up like, they're just turning their head sideways the whole time. They'll look down at the ground and it's it, right? That's it. If you ever see someone bent over sideways, that's a meth bot. Now, you don't have to believe me, but that's why they made these things, was to root out hybrids, bots, hybrids, and humans, right? So there are beings, like I've already had this talk with you. If you come from a different land, you have to breed, hybridize to get here, right? But now you would want something in between to fill the place of someone if maybe you needed something out of that person. You get what I said? So have you ever heard the term doppelganger? Well, there's another one. It starts with a C, right? Now you have to ask yourself if it's possible that there are doppelgangers running around your city right now. Maybe of you, maybe of your mom, maybe of all of you, right? You're probably NPCs, right? Or those are the NPC and they're going to switch you out, right? Or they say there's other dimensions, right? Where you exist, but you're a different, you have a similar life, but maybe your wife is a cop, or maybe you puke a lot and you never puked before. Every day you're puking. You know what I mean? There's going to be something that's totally different, but you look the same. You know what I mean? You look identical. You talk identical, but there's another you, right? They call it a mirror universe, right? Let's define mirror universe, please, as we get the batter ready for these pancakes. No, it didn't do it. Hey Google, define mirror universe. A mirror universe is a concept popularized in the Star Trek franchise, which I don't know if you know this, but Star Trek was right about everything. 50 years ago, 60 years ago, Star Trek got the science behind stuff nobody else in the world knew. They got it right. Now I want to ask you how the fuck that's possible. A mirror universe is a concept but that's where you don't understand. You should go research Gene Roddenberry and some other people. Okay? There are people out there who aren't named in Star Trek as well. Same with Stargate. If you've ever seen the TV show Stargate, there are Easter eggs in that like you don't even know. Now, Trump created Stargate the other day. $500 billion Stargate project with AI. Just so you are on the know, okay? A mirror universe is a concept popularized by Star Trek franchise that describes a parallel reality where history and societal norms are inverted, resulting in darker, more ruthless versions of characters and civilizations that mirror their counterparts in the Prime universe. Instead of peace and exploration, for example, Star Trek Mirror Universe is dominated by aggressive Terran Empire. With its heroes acting as villains, the term mirror universe can also refer to speculative cosmological model pro- proposing an antimatter counterpart to our own universe. Though this is distinct from the fictional concept. A parallel dimension, the mirror universe is separated but similar dimension to the main Star Trek universe populated by alternate versions of inhabitants. So, populated by alternate versions of its inhabitants. A parallel dimension. A moral inversion, the primary defining feature is the reversal of moral characters. Altruistic individuals are often cruel, and peaceful societies become tyrannical empires. Oh, England. We must be in a moral inversion, hey? So with all these things considered, right? Your morals change, they flip. You're good, you think good. Imagine that you don't think good, right? So where do these how do I word this? Is it your environment, right, that defines you? So what is in that world that made it so different? Well, they state that in there. They state that the primary defining feature is the reversal of moral characteristics. Altruistic individuals are often cruel, and peaceful societies become tyrannical empires. So the tyrannical empire is actually going to be what transfers you to be cruel, right? So I say what was built first, the egg or the chicken. I'm going to say the tyrannical empire was built before the egg or the chicken. Then they put in an incubator, which they use for chickens, baby chickens, hatchlings, sort of like cloneling, but not in an egg instead of in a tube. You know what I mean? Can you clone something in a tube? Yes, you can clone something in a tube, particularly if you're referring to the hydroponic cloning of plants or molecular cloning of DNA, which involves inserting DNA segments into small tubes for replication in a lab. The term cloning tube also appears in fictional context. Isn't that interesting? It appears in fictional context, yet it's a real scientific thing. Let's go one more question. This will be a very important question. I'd like to get it right. I don't often get it right. I don't often get it wrong, but it's nice when you get it right, eh? Let's see. What is a good question? Why are old civilizations covered with hundreds and hundreds of feet of mud and dirt and rocks? Old civilizations are covered by hundreds of feet of soil, debris, rocks, sand, due to a combination of natural and human processes that accumulate material over time. Natural factors like rivers, floods, but did you know they can have a flood, or you can have a flood that is not natural? Can humans create floods? Yes, you can. Watch. Yes, humans can create floods by contributing their frequency and severity through climate change, urbanization, and specific land use practices. Factors like building on floodplains, creating. Is Winnipeg, Manitoba built on a floodplain? Yes, Winnipeg is built on a large, massive flat floodplain. So why would you want to build an entire civilization that could be wiped out in a heartbeat on a massive flat floodplain with bodies of water bigger than anything all of you have ever seen before, unless you live on the Pacific or the Atlantic Ocean? Yeah, I'm talking to North America right now. Welcome, Oceania. Do you guys know about Oceania? It's a continent. So Oceania is a continent, and it makes up a lot of other places. Oh, it's not new. It's been around since 1840 or 1850 or 1860. Beg my pardon, I don't remember dude's name. But some adventurer who was sent out obviously by Imperials, right? The only one allowing anyone to go anywhere. Oh, I can't tell you. Guys, there's so much I can't tell you, right? You have to understand Star Wars. Once you understand Star Wars, you have to listen to the words they say about what they call the enemy in Star. The most evil group in Star Wars is referred to with a single name. And I highly doubt most of you can even fathom that name. The IQ in the world is very low. These questions are baby questions I could have got right when I was 4. So it shows me I am a player. I am in a game way over my head sometimes. So it would appear, right? But the game is, you are Super Mario. You have it in you to beat the game. It's not an even playing field. There's turtles with throwing fireballs at you. There's trolls. There's spike pits, pigs put everywhere for you. Trust me, it's not fun. But at the same time, I make wicked waffle pancakes, right, bud? So remember, we need some cinnamon. We're almost out, and that'll piss me off. I'm out of garlic. I literally have barely enough cinnamon to get through the day. I picked up an old jug of maple syrup that's not organic. That also pisses me off. It was twice the price I'd normally pay if I'd gone to Costco. Hey, don't worry. I have money to throw away. Don't worry. No, I definitely don't, right? I definitely don't. But let me put it to you straight. If this syrup don't taste good for this price, I'm going to throw it right at him. You know what I mean? I'll go right up to Galen and Weston and I'll chuck it right on him. If this isn't 100% pure maple syrup, I'm suing him. You know, I'm having this tested today. It says it's 100% pure panache. Taylor Coob, what's up, Cooby? How you doing, Holmes? I'm just getting stuff going here. Protein shakes are happening. Hi, Tiggs. I'm a legend. In the house. We're gonna get you a wrench Taylor Coob. Oh, you want to see the pancakes probably, eh? Hi. Taylor Coob, hit the like button though, please, eh? Make sure you subscribe if you're new. Hit the bell to receive all notifications when I go live. This will prove you're not a bot. You know what I mean? Bots move in mysterious ways, guys. Some bots are so pathetic. Other bots, kind of cool. You guys want to see a cool bot? Not right now. Right now we're having a discussion. All right, so I've got the web page up here. I'm gonna mod 3 people in the chat today, and then I'll take it away after. You know what I mean? I'm gonna give 3 people moderating status today. So if you super chatted 500,000 euros, you're one of the people. You can also send 600 Bitcoin. You can send a lot of coin, a bit of coin, whatever. But you gotta send 600,000, not dollars, coins. I want to be the largest owner of Bitcoin in the world by the end of the day today. Yo, what's up, Raquel? How are you, Raquel? It's been a long time, Raquel. How's your badminton skills? Is your name Raquel or Rachel? No, it's definitely Raquel. So I played badminton with a Rachel and a Raquel. They were pretty good. Obviously, they were chicks, so they weren't as good as me, but they were pretty good. I never did meet a chick that could even beat me in badminton. But there were some hot chicks I didn't mind playing a round of badminton with. Or I played mixed doubles, so actually I had a chick. Like I was always staring at a chick, you know. So, like, ow, 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 I'm fine. But ow, that was getting me. That was getting me. Ah, I'm good. Right in the nipple. Bam! Watch me, Nene. Watch me dance. Watch me play PUBG with no pants. I sub. Thank you, Raquel. If you ever want to play badminton, I'll ask my wife. But we can't play on the same team. I'm no longer allowed to stare at my partners. Well, only my like my wife. And when I say partner, I know my wife is, well, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory from here out, eh? Man, I can't believe how hot I am. I actually look like a Viking, you know? Some people, they're like weird looking and like way too much beard action. You know, people are like, oh, I love beards. And then you smell that thing. It's like 3 dead rats tied to a skunk sitting in an old pot of sour cream that went bad in the sun 4 years ago. You know? That's what I'm smelling. I didn't get that close. I'm like, oh, your beard reeks, bro. Oh, what in the hell? So, now you know. Some dudes' beards reek. Mine, only a little bit. Just barely. Where? Okay. Okay, guys, we got a little dilemma. It's all good. I always deal with dilemmas. Riding on an aeroplane. One more time tonight. Well, I went downstairs to find to get stuff, you know what I mean? I just don't know where it is. Yo, what's up? You love it? Thank you. I love your name, too. You love my name? Six people in the chat. Let's go. Let's get it over 100 right now. I'm gonna put first. Now I'm doing my pancake. Bit more oil in the pan. I like it golden. pancake. So I don't know if that's too much oil. I use a little extra for mine and a bit less for my wife. And then you go like this. Ready to crash and burn. I want to learn with the hash man. I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you so much for stopping by. I'll see you when? Next time. I'm a hottie, bud.